And a Merry COVID Christmas. Wasn't President Biden supposed to end this pandemic this year? What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard. It is Bubba's Out of Line for December the 26th. And of course, yesterday was Christmas. I hope you had a great holiday. I hope you had a good Christmas. I know that there was many issues out there, including a lack of goods to buy. But of course, we know that cash is king, and nobody minds getting Andrew Jackson or a couple Andrew Jacksons or a Benjamin Franklin for Christmas and go out and buy whatever they want themselves. But we do have some major problems out there. And again, the Omicron virus continues to wreak havoc on the airlines, as we've seen already this weekend. Over almost 2,000 flights canceled. So you may have trouble getting home if you're out and about. This is becoming, if you've been watching the NFL and some of the major franchises, it's becoming once again serious, as I guess it gets worse in the wintertime, and we have some issues. And you know that when the major sports start shutting down or canceling or making changes, it's not about politics, it's about money. So we'll see where it goes from here. Certainly, the hospitalizations are way down, and this is the variant is turning out to be probably really nothing more than a cold. I think that we are. I think this is still being played more as a political football, which is sad. That we have to take a major virus, a major pandemic, and turn it into a political issue. But I do think that we are seeing, obviously, a lot less hospitalizations, a lot less issues. But it's still the vax mandate, the booster mandate, for example, in Chicago, starting January 3rd, you must prove and show a card that you have been not only vaccinated, but boosted to go into any public place. I don't know what the right answer is. I would give you an opinion. I don't even really have an opinion on it. I always lean towards the opinion of freedom. So, listen, I've done them all. I've had both vaccines and the booster, but that was my choice. And I don't know what the right answer is. But I think that, again, Americans should have some sort of a choice. Again, listen, people have religious and views on what they want to do with their own bodies. We've seen it in the major sports. Okay. And I think that, again, I don't know that you're defending others by making everybody get vaccinated, because we continue to see these spin-off variants. But listen, hopefully we will get it under control. It appears to be under control. It seems to have run its course, so to speak. And I think when you actually look at the statistical numbers, it is now very similar to a cold and the flu. And I'm talking about just numbers. I'm not talking about opinions. I'm not talking about anything else. Purely the numbers, hospitalizations, deaths, and all those things that go along with it. I think if we reported as many colds and as many cases of flu, we would have just as many. Okay. But we do have the issues to worry about. And of course, one is the massive inflation that we are continuing to experience. And of course, you can tell me all you want what the CPI number is. It should stand for something that I can't say here. But again, government numbers are as dumb as they can possibly be, because they're always adjusted. They are always reevaluated on the next report. So is it real? Now, we know that we are paying real money for goods and services. If you can get them, you are paying real money for more. You are paying twice as much for gasoline as you were 1 year ago today. Okay. You are paying more for food. Okay. So however you want to look at it, inflation is probably over 20% right now and rising. And until somebody wakes up either at the Federal Reserve, okay, which they have to raise rates, okay, and of course, when they do raise rates, if the economy is growing, which I don't think that it is, okay, I think the economy is in a lot of trouble. That's an opinion, okay. I think the economy is in big, big trouble, okay. I think we've just about run our course, even with last week's rally, which we'll talk about in our market report. But even with the big rally, I think that we have run our course. I think that there are big troubles out there. I think there are a lot of landmines waiting to explode to put a big dent into this market. And I don't know how much longer the few stocks can carry the overall indices. But inflation is going to be a nasty killer of all this. And the truth of the matter is the solution is simple. But of course, with the progressives, we're never going to get that simple solution, which is really turn on the fracking, turn on the shale producing, and you know what you'll have? You'll cut all of your costs down because fossil fuels affect everything that we do, okay? And they do not create that much pollution, okay, to affect the green environment, considering that we are already the greenest country in the world. And of course, we can certainly strive and work towards eliminating fossil fuels when we can replace it. And this is where I have a problem. And this is the same problem I have within marijuana and marijuana stocks and marijuana companies and the federal government. Okay. Number one, marijuana should be federally legalized. Okay, there's no question about it. Okay, it's legal in, 35 states, whatever it is. Okay, but really what they're doing now, which is, again, it always comes to money. This is the problem with our political system today. And I don't care if you're a lefty or a righty. It doesn't matter. You're backing crap, no matter who you're backing in this case, because marijuana, which is legal, and if it's not legal, you can buy it anywhere you want. You go buy it on almost any street corner. But I believe, in my opinion, that they're waiting until Altria and Constellation Brands, some of the other big companies are prepared to go ahead and open up so that they can burn out, pardon the pun, these small guys, the Tilrays and the Canopy Growth and Curaleaf, because, they're not the big companies that give the big money to the donations to the government. Okay, this is, again, the problem. Life comes down to two things. One of them is always money. Okay, but certainly the tax revenue that marijuana would bring in would certainly cut into the debt. It could certainly create the opportunity to do more of the things we want. But by all means, let's continue to burn them up so that the big guys can come in, the big donators, the big lobbyists who are spending our money to wine and dine these jackasses. Okay, you remember, everything that happens in this country, excuse me, we pay for one way or another. Okay, there ain't no free lunch. Just remember that. So anytime you get something, it ain't for nothing. And that's what you have to always remember. But again, as I said earlier, the Omicron virus is low. I mean, I don't understand all the flight cancellations. Listen, again, I'm not going to get into it. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a virologist. I just know that, we went last night for Christmas dinner. Okay. And, we had to be tested at the door before we could go in, which is fine. I have no problem. Just like I have no problem wearing a mask on an airplane. I know the rules. And as long as I know the rules, I get the freedom to choose if I choose to follow. And if I don't want to follow, then I shouldn't fly. If I didn't want to go to Christmas dinner with my family, then I would have said, no, I'm not taking the test. But of course, what do I care? And that's the point. I mean, in this country, we should live by the laws and the rules and not some phony bullshit that's made up by somebody every time something changes. Okay. But, of course, Biden wilts under the pressure once again. This guy is about as dumb. He's always dumb. Okay. Again, pardon me for criticizing the president of the United States, but this guy was always dumb. And of course, once again, he gets kicked in the teeth from the progressives to delay the student debt payment. Now, you know what they're trying to get done, right? We all know that they want this money to be waived. And I don't want it to be waived. Why should I have to pay when other people aren't going to pay. Okay. I mean, what is this country? Are we giving away free? We already suck up to the banks, which is a joke in its own right. I mean, if you're in a business, should you be able to give away money and then if it goes bad, get bailed out by the Federal Reserve and the government? Do you think that's fair and that's right? I don't. Okay. Of course, if you've listened to me for any length of time, you know that in 2008, I said they shouldn't bail out the banks then. There was enough solvent banks, okay, that weren't under problems and under issue, and they should have let them go bust, the ones that were under issue. But why? But instead, they made them richer. You tell me how fair that is. Okay. And, freedom is disappearing as fast as you can think about it. And many people are finally realizing it. You put an Alexa in your house, okay? Now, again, I understand the convenience and all the funny, cute things it does, but all it is doing picking up information on you. Remember, any product that you use, okay, like that, you're the product. You're paying for them to be able to spy or gather information on you, okay? This is why I don't have anything on the internet. This is why I don't do things, because I don't, my information should be private. Okay. But Alexa is people are starting to realize that it's a problem. Okay. Now, the big question is, are you better off now under President Biden, under this administration, than you were before? And I would find it hard to believe that anybody could say yes. I know you have a hatred for President Trump, so many of you will say yes just for that reason. But financially, are you really better off? And, I'm going to hear, I'm sure I'll get the nasty emails about, well, we got to tax the rich. But of course, we know that the rich already pay the majority of taxes. Okay. And Senator Warren, went after Elon Musk, who's going to pay $12 billion this year. It doesn't matter how he pays it. It's going to be paid, whether it is corporate or personal. And he is an employer, which then creates more taxes. So you can go in your stupid tirades of taxing the rich, but the rich are the ones who pay the taxes. And again, as I said last week, you want to fix it, fix the tax code. Okay, take that 70,000 page document worth of garbage and put it into 2 pages. Okay, flat tax for everybody. How's that? Okay, but of course that would be too simple, and then there wouldn't be as much thievery in the swamp. You remember that what does it take to write a tax code? 70,000 pages. Okay, the thievery that goes on in these bills, no different than this is where Senator Manchin had so many problems with the new bill, the green bill, and he voted against his own people. Why? Because it's spending money we don't have for something that isn't ready to be spent. Okay, none of the products or the projects are shovel ready. Nothing is going to be ready to go for years. So why take the money now? Why not do the right thing and try to balance out the budget? Why not get ourselves in a more fiscally responsible position instead of giving away stimulus and more entitlement programs, when the bottom line is we talk about jobs? There's 9 million unemployed people. There are 11 million jobs open. Now, I know that not every person fits every job, but there are many jobs that are out there available. Okay. And of course, we are looking at, what's going on in Russia and in Ukraine. And of course, now supposedly, and again, this I can't prove, but Russia is sending in mercenaries. Now, they're not sending in mercenaries to say, how you doing? Merry Christmas. Okay. They're getting ready to do something much more serious. And we'll see. I mean, look, this is just the start. And if you don't think that there's a problem in this country and a potential revolutionary or civil war going to be ready to start again, I think you better relook at the situation, because I think that this country is about ready to burst. Okay. And I think that the markets are about ready to burst. Now, look, I'm not going to fight the trend. Okay. But overall, I think we should be prepared or in crash positions. Okay. Which is why I'm doing my hedging webinar this Wednesday. But I think that you've got some very, very serious things that could take place here. And again, remember this: markets never announce their intentions, nor does the economy. But when you've been floating along for so many years on artificial money and artificial growth, at some point it's got to pop. The metaverse, okay, is the metaverse any different than the internet bubble of the 90s? Think about that one as we go to break right here on Bubba's Bottom Line on December 26th, 2021. And we won't be saying that much longer. Anyways, we're going to step out here a break. We'll be right back. Well, kids, first, I hope you had a great Christmas. And I want to remind you to please check out our sponsors. Listen, they help put this together. We get the daily update in Bubba's Bottom Line every week. And of course, you can see them scrolling on the bottom. But certainly check them out. Of course, we've got 2 brokerage partners. Now, I've got many brokers, but I've got 2 that I prefer for you and for me. Okay, and everything that I talk about here, any product that I talk about, I use myself. Okay, why? Because I think it's the best for us as traders or investors. But for brokerage, Capital Trading Group, futures and commodities, they do all of our letter of direction trading. Okay, they're the only ones I could approve for because they're the only ones that I knew would take care of my members correctly. They trade all my accounts. They've got some brand new great products that they're coming out with and that we're participating with them. And they do everything right. And they've got great customer service. Check them out. It's info.capitaltradinggroup.com/Bubba. Info.capitaltradinggroup.com/Bubba. And of course, the other brokerage partner for equities and options, Tradier. How can you pass up $10 a month? Now, this is what I never could understand. Look, you go wherever you want, but when you're going to save thousands of dollars a year, which you could actually fund your IRA or your Roth basically for free because you're paying the money to somebody else. Why pay the money? Plus the fact, if you're an equity member, you can auto trade your portfolio for free. Tradier doesn't charge for it. We don't charge for it. As an equity member, you get it. Hedgers, we have a great value deal for the licensing of the software if you want to use it. And again, it will still be cheaper. And if you like to automate it, so you don't have to think about it and it gets done for you. But check out Tradier. Try.tradier.com/Bubba. That's try.tradier.com/Bubba. And Family Farms Group. Now, I don't use them because I'm not a farmer, but I wish I could. I wish I could use their tools, but they've got great stuff of the things that farmers don't want to use. But check them out. FamilyFarmsGroup.com/Bubba-Trading. That's FamilyFarmsGroup.com/Bubba Trading. And of course, many of you gold and silver people, I'm one of them. I'm a big believer. In fact, I gave for Christmas silver, pieces to everybody. Okay, why? Because I believe in gold, silver, and platinum. And I tell you, I believe in no better than our partner, Strategic Wealth Preservation. Now, I buy from them. That is my place of shopping. But certainly, I believe in buying physical, whether or not we're long or short in our portfolios, which is paper. I always believe in buying physical on a regular basis, and I do. And I would certainly take a look at Strategic Wealth Preservation, which is swpcayman.com/Bubba-Trading. That's swpcayman.com/Bubba-Trading. And of course, our high school program at Patreon, patreon.com/Bubba Trading. That's patreon.com/Bubba Trading. Now let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line for our market update on this December the 26th. Welcome back. It is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, December the 26th. And of course, our market update. And of course, we got a little bit whipsawed last week. And, it's always frustrating, when things aren't going well and the portfolios are not doing well. I get it. Listen, I'm not an idiot. I'm involved in every one of them myself. It's been a pretty bad year. But again, I don't hide from it. I always share my real results. I'm not here to sell you. I'm here to teach you. Okay, I'm here to educate you because in this business, it's those who can last through the long periods of time that it takes sometimes to get things right. And of course, we all go in cycles. And remember, the cycles change. Markets never change, but the cycles and the way they do trade change based on the environments and what we got going on. So in the meantime, I am looking for a monster positive for 2022. But either way, so we came into the week and going into the weekend here, we were short all the major indexes, S&P, Dow, NASDAQ, and the Russell. Now tonight or tomorrow, depending on what you're going to do, you will be reversing the S&P. Okay, which is fine. Again, look, I don't want to reverse them all. I'm very uncomfortable reversing here. I hate the way the action's been acting, but when you get into these consolidation patterns, they are miserable and they torment you. And this has really been the problem for about the last 6 or 7 months. We go just far enough. But either way, so we will be long the S&P, short the other three. Okay. Gold, silver, and platinum. Now, of course, we don't trade platinum anymore, but I do tell you what we'd be. And we would be now long platinum. Okay. We're going to reverse silver again tonight or tomorrow. Gold, we will still remain short at least through Monday, right? To tomorrow. So Tuesday would be the first that would be reversing gold as well. And that's very close. And again, you're seeing some change. And as I wrote on Friday, I thought maybe you might see gold coming to a bottom. We stayed short, but again, because I'm not going to guess what's going on. But so again, I just think you have to be careful and ready. Okay. And of course, in the crude oil is, we're still long, and it came down to support after, getting clock, and boom, going back up again. Look, what can I tell you? I mean, the energy policy of this administration is about as dumb as you can get. The administration is about as dumb as you can get. And of course, that means we're going to have higher oil prices. Anytime you turn the power over to somebody else who wants to stick it to you pretty good, you're going to have it. And that's what we got. So we'll see what happens from here. In the meantime, we're long crude and we'll stay there. And thank God we've had a very mild winter, because natural gas continues to get pounded. We continue to remain short. Okay. I mean, we've made a ton on the natural gas trade because, of course, it keeps going down. Now, you will see a sharp rally at some point. When? Who knows? But in the meantime, we are short and we will stay short. The dollar, we are still long. Now, the dollar was just consolidating last week. No big deal either way. Okay. It's part of understanding. Copper moved slightly higher last week. We're still short it. It hasn't done anything of note. Lumber, which we don't trade, it's because it's not liquid. That is the true Roach Motel. But I always talk about a little bit just to let you give an idea. It's like somewhat of a gauge. It's still kind of moving higher. It went down. It went from 1,800 to 400. Now it's about 1,100. So it's kind of if you look at it, maybe a 50% retracement. We'll see which way it spins from here. All right. And then, of course, as we look in the grain markets, we are long all the grains across the board, and they were all higher last week. Now, we weren't long them all week. We got long. We've been long corn all along, but they look pretty good. Now, again, the big concern here is going to be, the cost of input going into 2022. And, are we get as much planting? Because, the population keeps growing. And with weather issues in Brazil and some other places around the country, which are growers, it could be really explode prices, which means you're going to be paying more at the grocery store because cattle is going up. Now, we are long. We're going to be rolling tomorrow because they don't trade tonight. We're going to be reversing fat cattle. Okay, feeders will remain short, but overall they're very highly priced now to begin with. Okay, I mean, and again, when you go to the store, you get a smaller package for the same amount of money you used to pay. But again, we'll see what they look like. In hogs, we are long, and they continue to go higher. And I do think that that's probably going to continue because I think the hog market, as they say, the other white meat, people will continue to move there. And the cryptocurrency, Bitcoin's back above 50,000 again. And it came right down to a beautiful support level we talked about on our Monday night call and popped. And then as we look into softs, cotton had an up week. Now we're still short. Coffee was pretty much dead flat, but it did trigger a sell signal. I mean, we made a package on coffee. I mean, we made a fortune on the way up, and now we're short, and let's see if it takes it back down. And cocoa, we're short, which was lower, and OJ, we're long, which was higher. And sugar, we are short, which is kind of flattish. So, I mean, but listen, the inflation, all these things are going to be issues going forward, and we will see the true way that the markets want to go. But I am very concerned. Again, I'm not going to predict anything. I'm going to do what I always do, trade the algorithms. But I am concerned, and I think we are getting much closer to that inevitable beatdown. Okay, but as long as it's headlines and the people out there are talking about the crash, it's not going to happen. Okay, that kind of self-propels itself for higher prices. But in the meantime, we'll see. Again, we will update every day as we always do and tell you what our positions are. So you'll know exactly what we're thinking because we don't predict. We let the math tell us what to do. In the meantime, this is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, December the 26th. We're going to step out of break and come back with our commentary and, of course, our football pick for tonight. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. We'll be right back. Well, everybody, again, as you know, all of our sponsors are below. And it's, we've got Capital Trading Group for futures and commodities. And again, I remind you, I have many brokers, but check them out. Look, they can't hurt you by checking it out. info.capitaltradinggroup.com/Bubba. That's info.capitaltradinggroup.com/Bubba. Trade here for equities and options. Again, $10 a month. How can you pass it up? Plus, we have their APIs to allow you to auto trade if you choose to. Try.trader.com/Bubba. That's try.trader.com/Bubba. And strategic wealth preservation. Gold and silver, that's where I do all my shopping. And I buy a lot from them, okay, because I'm a believer. Again, I think you should have a representation, 5 to 10% of your portfolio in physical metals. Check them out, swpcayman.com/Bubba-trading. That's swpcayman.com/Bubba-trading. And farmers, check out Family Farm. They do a great job. They're exactly what I'd like to have for my business. I don't have that, unfortunately. But they do a great job helping farmers, and check them out at familyfarmsgroup.com/Bubba-trading. That's familyfarmsgroup.com/Bubba-trading. And of course, Patreon for our high school program. It's patreon.com/Bubba-trading. That's patreon.com/Bubba-trading. In the meantime, let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line and my commentary and, of course, my football pick. Welcome back. It is Bubba's Bottom Line for Sunday, December the 26th. And, of course, once again, Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope you had a great holiday. And as we go into the last week of the year, and, of course, we've got some really stupid battles going on in politics. And isn't it pathetic that we have to continue to be involved when really, at the end of the day, you and I get to pay for all this nonsense, for everybody whining, complaining, and trying. Because think about it from this point of view, okay? What politician can you name today that really has the best interest of the United States of America? Okay, and I want you to think hard about it. I can't name one. I'm sure there's some, but I don't know them all. But the headliners certainly do not have the interest of you and me, nor the United States of America. The majority, the ones we hear from all the time, have an agenda. And their agenda is not to benefit you. Their agenda is to talk about taxing the rich, which we've gone through ad nauseum. That's as dumb as you can get because, again, the rich pay the taxes, fix the tax code. And you've got the ones trying to push the Green New Deal, which is as dumb as you can get because we aren't prepared to do it anyways. So think about it. Just listen. Think about it going into the new year. Which politician that you know really has the best interest of the country, which is whose interest they're supposed to have? In the meantime, this is Bubba's Bottom Line, and it is my time for Sunday Night Football. And unfortunately, with all the coronavirus or whatever, COVID or whatever the hell it is, Omicron, we do have a game tonight. And, look, I'm not a big fan of a 10-point spread. It is Dallas against the Redskins. Oh, it's a football team. Okay. And again, it's a 10-point spread. I don't know. I can't lay the 10. I can't take it. To me, if you're going to play it, I would play Dallas for just, like a scoop of ice cream. I mean, there's not worth playing. There's no real value, but I cannot find any value, especially in a revenge spot because Washington pummeled the Redskins. The Dallas just got pummeled. I don't know. We'll see what happens, in the big story. Again, for me, it's just a small play on Dallas. I don't have much to say about it, but I do have this to say, and that is I hope you all have a very happy and healthy New Year. I'm looking forward to a great, good 2022. I think we're going to have a big year financially. I think that we're going to see some changes, and hopefully at the end of the year, we'll get some changes so that we at least get some balance in the political system. But everybody will be back tomorrow, of course, with Bubba's Daily Update. But if I don't see it till next Sunday, it'll be the new year. It'll be 2022. Have a happy, healthy, safe new year. Very prosperous. And again, remember, look out for yourself, be healthy, and, keep out of trouble. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. Todd Bubba Horwitz. We'll see you back here tomorrow, of course, with a daily update, but next Sunday with Bubba's Bottom Line. Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you later.